Okay guys, welcome back. It's time to take a look at one of the recently added characters in game. This is Lan. Now, she is from District 9 and District 9 is currently not available in the game, but this character and this character's weapon have been part of my main set for a while now, and I have to say one of the more fun to play characters. Now, aesthetically speaking, she looks very good. I think most of you know what I'm thinking here, but overall, a very attractive looking character. I would say one of the best looking characters in the game. And overall, I had a lot of fun playing the game so far, and definitely looking for some of the future releases. Well, this is definitely going to be a good thumbnail right here. Well, I don't know what's going to be the thumbnail, but definitely a very nice background. Okay, well, let's take a closer look at the character stats. Now, she has basically two forms. This is the unlocked outfit that you get on 3 stars. Now I have the character on 1 or 0 stars because I wasn't really that lucky with the banners, but you have quite a bit of outfits for this character. This one is also added recently, I believe. They're adding so much stuff in this game in such a short time frame. It's unbelievable. So let's see. SSR 5 stars. Social interaction quite high. Reconnaissance maximum. Mercilessness also quite high. Very hard also quite high. And introversion quite high. Well, I did not expect that one. And the other form is also about the same. Okay, well, let's see at the awaken window. Now here you can basically take a look at archive and at the files. There's a lot of very interesting stuff here, and you can read, you can find, and you can basically learn a lot more about the character over here. She likes gifts from District 9, while District 9 is currently not available, so that is also something to note. And here you can basically unlock some of the traits, and her Simulcara story is still not there. Okay, let's take a look at her weapon. So, Vermilion Bird. Shatter 14, charge 8, attack 480, resistance 200, HP 34,000, type Flame. When the weapon is fully charged, the next attack will ignite the target for 8 seconds, causing damage equal to 58% of attack every second. Ignited targets have 50% reduced outgoing healing. Elemental resonance, flame resonance increases flame attack by 15% and flame resistance by 25%. Activate by equipping 2 or more flame weapons. This set effect works in the offhand slot. Cannot stack with effects of the same type. Advancement 1 star Vermilion strength. When equipping Vermilion Bird, the ammo cost, damage, charge, and shatter effects of other weapons are multiplied by Polyfeather Parcel, glowing fire. When nearby targets trigger burn, tally, or take damage from fiery crash, 30% of the damage is transferred to the 3 highest HP percentage units near the target, including the target itself. 2 stars increases the current weapon's base HP growth by 16%. 3 stars, passive 1, when using any weapon, discharge, attack, or shatter, all parasol in the vicinity trigger 1 fiery crash at 30% effectiveness, reducing the attack of enemies near the parasol by 15% when in combat. Spawn 3 parasol near the target immediately after dealing damage for the first time. 4 stars, increase the current weapon base attack growth by 32%. 5 star, fiery crash and transfer damage, ignore 60% of the target's flame resistance. Flame damage dealt by corrosion is increased by 10%. 6 stars, increases the damage dealt by dancing flames and soaring strike by 50%. The multiplier for rapidly spinning parasols, Phoenix, Sweep, and Fiery Crash is now Polyfeather Parasol plus 2. A parcel weapon used exclusively by Zungi with various hidden mechanisms. Vermilion Bird's large parcel body cannot only become a powerful tool to destroy enemies with, using energy, but also something to block the sight of others and hide the holder's demeanor. Okay, well, interesting character indeed. Weapons appearance. You also have different weapons appearances, but unfortunately I don't have that unlocked. Okay, let's take a look at the combos. And oh man, is the screen small, but I'll manage. Now, this game usually has a lot of different attacks, and it can be quite complicated, but in the end it's not a big problem. You have normal attack, jump, dodge, crouch, and directional control as well. So, Dancing Flames, level 17, controls. You tap the basic attack button 5 times. While on the ground, use normal attack to launch 5 consecutive attacks. First attack deals damage equal to 94.8% of attack plus 479 and knock the target back a short distance. Second attack deal damage equal to 129.8% of attack plus 656 and knock the target back significantly. Third attack deal damage equal to 221.3% of attack plus 1118 and suspend the target. Fourth attack deal damage equal to 241.3% of attack plus 1219 and knock the target down. Fifth attack, deal damage equal to 304.1% of attack plus 1536 and knock the target back. Soaring Strike, level 17, controls. You jump and tap the attack button 5 times. While airborne, use normal attack to attack 5 times in a row in midair, consuming endurance. First attack deals damage equal to 106.3% of attack plus 537. Second attack deals damage equal to 129.8% of attack plus 656. Third attack deal damage equal to 158.1% of attack plus 798. Fourth attack deal damage equal to 165.3% of attack plus 855. And fifth attack deal damage equal to 296.3% of attack plus 1496. Blazing Wings. Controls. Tap and hold the attack button. While on the ground, tap and hold normal attack during the second to the fifth normal attack to trigger Blazing Wings. Dash forward quickly and suspend self, dealing damage equal to 125% of attack plus 631 to nearby targets and strongly suspend them. Molten Heart. Controls. Jump and hold the attack button. While airborne, tap and hold normal attack to trigger Molten Heart. Then continue to consume endurance and gain Hyperbody. Control Vermilion Bird and deal damage equal to 25% of attack plus 126 to nearby targets and command the parcel to spin rapidly. Release normal attack to fall. While falling. Each attack that lands on the target deals damage equal to 50% of attack plus 253 and knocks down the target. Passive: when the parcel are spinning rapidly, the feathers consumed every second by flame vortex is multiplied by polyfeather parcel, and the damage, charge and shatter effect from flame vortex are also multiplied by polyfeather parcel. Feathers gain 1 automatically every second and 1 for every time the damage is dealt. Cooldown 0.5 seconds. Feathers can be stored up to 30. Polyfeather parcel equal 1 plus number of parcels. And sound parcel, you basically tap and hold the attack button. While not in combat, tap and hold normal attack on the ground to spawn a parcel at a designated location for 15 seconds or until the combat starts. While not in combat, use the skill to move where the parcel is and use double jump to glide. Cooldown 6 seconds. Well, that's a very interesting description. Now, my weapon is at 170 and currently working to go 180. As for the matrices, well, I have only one proper one, and well, it's this one. You can get this one from fighting the Habuela boss the Abyss and Habala, and I'm doing boss raids every day. So if you like to join me, feel free to. And that will be my goal to get 4 of these basically for the full effect. But I have some purple ones, and well, they are okay, but definitely not the optimal chip setup. But so far, it's been doing well, and I'm working on getting the better chips for the weapon. Farming and grinding in this game can be, kind of long, but I'll get there. Okay, well, I think it will be time to. I think it will be time to go and have some fun with the character, and let's see how she plays. Now, one of the more convenient functions is the fact that you can basically glide around anywhere. However, you can't really glide permanently. At one point, the downward acceleration will be quite significant, and I'll quickly show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going towards Sobek, which is down there, and the shortcut is to basically jump off the cliff and glide towards the lake. So at first you can glide slowly, but at one point you will start accelerating pretty quickly. But you don't take any damage when you fall down, so that's one very useful feature that this character has with her weapon. And overall, I'll be fighting some bosses in a while, in a moment. Now, in most cases, when you are clearing the daily missions, you will be clearing them pretty quickly. At least that's based on my experience over here. Again, she has been one of my main characters. Now, speaking of main characters, as for the other weapons, since the game does recommend that you use 2 or more flame types, it just so happens that I have multiple flame types, and I'll just use this current combination, but I'm fairly sure you can use any other combination as long as the fire element is present, 2 of them at least. In some cases I also like to use the Rosary's Edge, which is a ice type, or sometimes I even use the pistols, but you have a lot of different combinations, and here I can place these things around the target when the character is out of combat. And here is the tap and hold that can be triggered when you are airborne, or when you click on the jump button and when you tap and hold the attack button. Overall, it is nice to practice the attacks and all the different moves while running around in the open world setting. Of course, there is a lot of other things that you can do, but I prefer to practice in the open world, and then when I do co-op or when I go and do some of the more advanced things, then I can actually play better. This is basically just warm-up. But overall, I would say the gameplay for the new characters and for the new weapons has been improving with every new update. I remember when this game came out, it felt really clunky at first. I mean, not really clunky, but it definitely had that laggy-like feel, but now that's not as apparent as it used to be. It became much better since then. And let's actually go and do some boss battles now. Not the best weapon to use against this boss, because this boss is a flame type as well, so I think that this boss has some pretty good resistance to the flames, but I wasn't able to find any other group or any other team, and I said that I have to get the chips, so I have to fight with this boss. Now I can just go and try to get the chips from the banner, but I just don't have luck for that. And as you all know, the banners are flying so quickly, it's not even funny, but I've heard that it will slow down when we get version 2.5. So I'm definitely looking forward for the updates to slow down a bit. But so far, I think I'm doing pretty well against this boss. You can also practice the moves in the boss battles, especially when you have a lot of teammates on your side. The boss battles in this game are very, very fun and definitely can be rewarding. 3 health bars left. We don't have a lot of players at the moment. It really depends on the time zone. I recorded this very late at night, so I'm not really surprised that I wasn't able to find any other boss battle, but so far we are doing well. Now I use Ruby's weapon and I use the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle is really good. It quickly became one of my favorite weapons in the game, and a lance weapon also is one of my favorites. The ultimate, the Phoenix, is just really good. It does so much damage. Now this weapon also has some very nice support capabilities and definitely going to be helping out your teammates a lot. So that's also one way how you can use this weapon. I mean, it's an umbrella. I kinda find it at first I thought it was kinda funny that her weapon was an umbrella, but you know, as I started to play a bit more, yeah, the character is really fun to play. And I cannot wait to explore Domain 9. I have no idea when that will be released. I honestly have no idea when that will be released, but it should be quite interesting. Well then, Habuela is almost dead. We did a pretty good job at killing this boss. You can recover the energy very quickly with the sniper rifle, and that's basically why I like to use it. It's really good when you have to recover the energy to get the ultimate, and basically you can spin around the ultimates all day long, and I find that to be really fun. And the boss has been defeated. Nice. Well, that wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. Okay, let me go and let me open up the box, and then we can go and we can do something else. But so far, again, really smooth. Well, my frame rates are usually smooth, but this device likes to get really hot while playing this game, and this is one of the only games that actually make this device hot. Every other game that I play, it makes it warm, but this game makes it really warm. Like, it gets really warm, which is to be expected after all. I play in 90 frames per second and I record in 4K, I believe, so yeah, all that does impact the performance quite a bit. Now, the co-op performance. Well, like I mentioned before, this weapon does enhance the capability of the other weapons of your teammates, which, you know, is really useful. So it does have a really good support utility, and I like that. In most cases, I am trying to have a support or DPS role. It depends on what type of teammates you have. If the teammates have really strong weapons, then the best way to go is to be a support, but If it's the other way around, then you have to take the role as the DPS. And I managed to drive on 2 wheels for a while. I mean, I find that pretty funny because there are actually videos that I've seen on YouTube where you have a trick with the car that you can actually drive on 2 wheels, but yeah, in this game you can actually do the same, which is kind of funny. Okay, well, there's a trick where you can just teleport back to the boss. I just took the long route because I felt like driving a little bit. Biotech. Okay, that's a lovely name. Well, let's go and let's finish the boss. Although my teammates have already been fighting for a while. While I was stuck driving, they have been fighting the boss. Oh well. I don't mind. The boss adds 3 health bars. I really like the way the character is moving around. Again, it is very smooth. And the boss has been defeated. Now let me go and loot the reward. It was pretty smooth, and most importantly was very fun. Okay, well, let's go and do something else. Also very useful and can work really well in this place, although my teammates are dominating and I mostly have a support role, and I'm fine with that. I have the same weapon lineup. Now the relics, I have the basic relics. I haven't been that lucky with the other ones, but I'm fairly sure the lava bomb might be fun because it is a flame type or fire type or fire elemental. I mean, how many elements, how many names does this element have in so many different games that I played? Some call it havoc, some call it fire, some call it flame, some call it heat. I don't even know. There's like 15 different names for the same thing, and I love it. Okay, well, next boss we have Lucia. Now this little stage can give you some armor as reward. Now my equipment, you know, is okay. It's mostly focused for ice and for lighting. That's basically where I have the best stats, but ironically I have the best fire weapons, although not exactly true because my lighting weapons are mostly at 4, 5 or even 6 stars. So yeah, have to work on getting the armors that will give me better stats for fire elemental weapons. And well, I've been doing a lot of co-ops lately to obtain the equipment. And I actually haven't been paying much attention to what I have been obtaining via the co-ops. I usually just run a co-op until I run out of the stamina thing, and then I just do open world exploration or things like that. So there is a lot of things to take a look at, but I have to say the equipment, how the equipment works and the stats, how it work, it can be kinda confusing and sometimes. I mean, when you look at all these different stats, I guess I see why some players get confused when they look at them. But overall, the stats are completely random, so you have to be lucky with the equipment. And the level transfer is also kind of confusing, but it's pretty straightforward when you get a hang of it. And well, next boss battle, we have a Hyena-tron, a lovely name, and this boss got absolutely torn to shreds. There we go, nice. Well, let's go to the next stage, and I got blown to bits there in the very end. So, what do I think of the character? How would I, if someone would have to, well, if I were to be forced to actually rate a character, which I don't usually do, but let's say, appearance-wise, a 10. I love the appearance of the character. Very attractive, very good. The overall outfit, the color pattern, the overall physical appearance is really good. Very cute and very good, and again, very attractive, all combined in one. The weapon performance, I would say I'm pretty happy with how the weapon works. I mean, not the most leveled up weapon, so I can't really complain much, but I'm pretty happy with what it offers even at this current level, and the stats do look very nice. Has some very good offensive capability, has some very good support capability. It's very fun to use. The effects are very flashy and overall fast paced, which is very satisfying to use. Now that skill that's currently on cooldown sometimes can miss, and sometimes that skill feels like it completely misses the target, although it doesn't miss, but the effect is in such a way, and I find that a little bit weird, but not really a big problem. In boss battles it's actually really smooth and works really well without a problem. So overall I'm fairly satisfied with the character. Does work as a very good addition to the fire elemental team, and I'm personally having a lot of fun playing with one, and so far I'm definitely going to be, I actually think I'll be trying to get the weapon on multiple stars, so that's one of the next goals that I have. So with that being said, well, this was my first ever character review in this game, so hope that you guys have enjoyed, and with that being said, stay safe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to answer all of them. And with that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.